Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Thursday afternoon, May 30th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. So, interesting day again. So I'm going to start with righty. Righty gaps higher, fills the gap from yesterday down. They hold the gap today, so they leave a little island bottom here. They tried to get the single prints from Tuesday, didn't get them. So they go out basically with just today's high and low, which is poor. The high is poor. They held their gap from today and only an 8-wide POC. They're down on the daily. They're down on the weekly, back to balance on the daily because they took out yesterday's high. NQ, late in the day, goes to balance on the weekly and down on the daily as M period flushes out with a price spike, price probe, and gets the weekly low to put it in balance and come out of the balance low and the daily down. ES, gaps lower, holds the gap. It's a small gap, but they held it. They're also down on the daily, balance on the weekly. Now, we don't know how big the weekly balances are going to be for ES and NQ until tomorrow night because they're still forming it. We both go out with pretty decent price probes. So I'm using D's low in ES, L's low in NQ, 9-wide POC for NQ, and an afternoon rally high, ES 10-wide. So the range ended up being decent, but the volume as of right now, just under 40 million. So unless we do over 7 million in the after hours, this could be in the top 10 lightest volume again, even with that move down. The market gapped lower, tried to push lower, didn't get much. Then they spent 2.5 hours trying to go up and fill the gap, only to absolutely smash them and then go out with a price probe. I had a good day today. I shorted ES against the overnight high. Now, we did get it right away, but it did pull in, so I made money on it. NQ, I didn't do anything to B period. I shorted B. I had a really good B period in NQ and C. Shorted B, I timed them all very nicely. I shorted B to take out A's low to one time frame down. I shorted C to get the IB low. I shorted C to get the overnight low. I mean, I timed them all beautifully. They all worked out really, really nice. Shorted D with the ebb and flow, plus we would trend down for a while. They did take it back, but shorting D period worked. E period I shorted in NQ the first time against the 144, which also worked. Shorted F period against the opening. Not against the opening. What was that? ES. I shorted F and against the opening ES, which worked out. It pulled back for to get paid. Then in NQ, I took both sides of the market. I took a short to stop the one-time framing up, and when it flushed down, took the long against basically the overnight low. Both got paid, so it was a very nice trade on that. And then in M period, I actually did take one short because with the ebb and flow, it kept pushing down. So I took a short in M period in NQ. So we saw the market well. I think we saw it really well today, and we did well. And again, that's the key for my room, for me to see the market and tell them what I think is happening based on this profile. You know, another thing people were saying a lot today early in my room is the tick. Was that yesterday today with the tick? But regardless of what the tick was, we had lower value all day. We had the IB low. You know, the sellers had a lot going for them. Not to mention the gap that ES never filled. So that's why, for me, I don't look at any of those other things. I'm not saying not to look at them. You look at whatever works for you. But I keep things simple, and I think this profile is a very, very good guide for me. As far as destinations go, in SPY, 522.85 is D's low. Well, that's L's low. Actually, L was lower in SPY and D than ES. So the price probe in SPY is L's low. 522.85 with 10 wide at 523.94. And then today's high is 525.20. And then filling the gap at 525.37. Only 17 cents. The day's low, 521.33. And by the way, well, I'll show you on the chart, we closed below the 20-day moving average. In ES, the high is 77, and then filling the gap at 78.75. With 10 wide at 63.75. Your price probe is 53, and then on the downside, today's low is 38.25. So we have a lot of lows pretty close to each other, just like we do in NQ down here. Okay? So keep that in mind going forward. And then on the chart, so here's the monthly. The monthly's still healthy. I'm calling the monthly up. Okay? We came out of balance. We took it out decent. I'm calling it up for now. Some people might still call it balance. I don't have a problem with that either. Weekly is balance. For now, it's a 3-week balance. So if we don't take out this weekly low of the 13th by a lot, it'll be a 3-week balance. But if tomorrow we have a really strong down day, it could become a 4-week balance. And the daily is down finally. Finally came out of a 10-day balance, or whatever it was, to the downside. We closed below the 20. The 50 is $5 below us. And then just quickly on Qs and NQ, again, I'll recap all these charts tomorrow night. But see this? The weekly finally back to balance. And the daily, I'm using this Thursday low. I said last night is the low. We are now down. They never got to their 20-day moving average in SPY. Hope you had a good day trading. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing to this channel. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.